Welcome to Candid Creoles, where we elevate and celebrate Haitian excellence and friends, one candid conversation at a time. Today, we have the pleasure to meet a good friend, Alexandra, and her husband, Edens. And they are both medical doctors. And Alexandra studied medical school in Haiti, and she transferred to Brazil. And you did something extraordinary, Alexandra. You had only 3 months to learn a new language, Portuguese. And I know it's not easy because I am learning it currently, and it's completely a challenge for me because it's not as easy as Spanish, I would say. And Alexandra and Edens met in high school, and then you met again you were friends in medical school as well. And then you both finished school, and then as God would have it, as you said, you guys met again 10 years later. And then...
Yeah, in 1997.
Yes. And now you're married, and 23 years, so I'm going to ask you a question about that later. I want to add this. You are both in medical doctors, and you are also members of Brothers Keepers, a non-profit organization in Haiti.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes, correct.
So welcome to Candid Creoles. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for the invitation.
And thank you, Isabel.
Thank you.
I'm really glad that you invited us.
Thank you. And I'm very happy that you accepted it, the invitation. So first, how are you guys doing in the climate that we are today? How is your family? How is everybody?
Well, we can say we are truly blessed, and I'm in the best weather now. My mood is good because it's not too hot, it's not cold, and I'm truly blessed.
That's great.
I'm really happy at this time because, I think I have reached, that age in my life, where you definitely want to know, you definitely know, what you want to do in life. And the hospital, has been pretty busy, with the COVID. We probably, can talk about that later. But right now, the cases are decreasing. A lot of people are getting vaccination, which is good. Yeah. And then we hope, it's going to get better and better.
I would love to address that now, if you don't mind, because I wanted to make sure I talk about that, because I know you work at a hospital, and I know, are you working directly with COVID cases?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how are you managing that?
It has been good, since, the hospital where I'm working at, the administration have been pretty good, and the administration of my work has been good in providing us, a PPE, like the protective equipment, for us, to go to the hospital. So actually, we had tons, of protective equipment coming from my work and also from the hospital. And vaccination wise, I already had my vaccination, but it's a question. Vaccination is a question I think that everybody has to answer for themselves. But I think, is the way to go. Because, there have been a lot, controversy, so with, in that question of vaccination. But I always tell to myself, when we were kids, we are all vaccinated. And that has, that has given a lot of people a chance, for survival. So it's a new technique, this mRNA, vaccine that was just developed. It's new, so that it's normal, that a lot of people have a lot of questions, about it, and that they're asking, so the side effect or not, no, the vaccine has been produced, pretty quick. So it's normal that a lot of people, ask questions. But myself, I said to myself, we started, at 30, after 30 million people, and then now, we are probably, 150 million people that have been vaccinated. And thanks God, there has not been, any, it has not been like the COVID, the disease itself, where you were here, you were, every day, somebody is dying, so, and I have to say, one of my best friends, Ronald Verrier, who was also the best man, at our wedding. So he died. And today is, actually 1 year, that he died, from that COVID infection.
Oh,
This was Yeah, this was really tough for us. This was really tough for his family. But I think the vaccine is a lot better. So you don't hear people dying like that. Than the disease.
Yes, yes. And the thing is, people are concerned because it's so new. And
That's right.
how people are afraid of anything that's new, anything changing.
That's right.
People don't embrace change or anything new that easy, and that's the case. So now, what would you say? Like there are some people, because of personal issue, they actually medically are unable to take the vaccine, because I understand there are some restrictions to depending on what you have in your medical history. Those people, they have no choice.
So mainly, they have recommended people who have a lot of allergies to a lot of things, so they have seen these are the people who are doing, who are having an anaphylactic reaction, to the vaccine. So these people, because there is something in medicine that says, first do not harm. So yes. You cannot, have, something that's worse than the disease. So in that case, that person, it's too bad for them, but, so better, they're alive, and not, being, and protect themselves, because they are also under protection against the disease. So protect yourself, use your mask, and then do the hand washing, so keep yourself, if you go to restaurant outside, all these measures. And they said also keep yourself warm, a lot of tea, hot tea, drink, so to protect yourself. That's what you can do, but so that would have been good if they could have the vaccine. But since you have, you have some contraindication, you stay away from it.
Yes. Yes, and I actually asked that because I'm one of those people, and I'm still debating whether I should take it or not, because I'm told not to. And
when we talk about allergies, it's not like
allergies.
No, when we say that, it's not allergies to pollen. Allergies to pollen, probably doesn't count. We are talking about allergies to a lot of medication.
I don't have allergy to pollen.
Okay.
I don't. It's something different. It's something different.
That's the story of my life.
I was blessed with this one. I don't have that. Okay. And actually, I've never had allergy all my life. It's something that happened to me not too long ago, about a couple of years ago, that had the doctor give me a list of restrictions. Okay. And it was unusual. It was out of nowhere. Really out of nowhere.
You're blessed.
Yes. So that's what I was discussing with my doctor. So what it is, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. So that's why I was asking you, as a doctor, also your opinion, so other people who have not met with their doctors about that know what to do in that case as well.
No, in that case, you better, stay away from it, and then, use everything else that can protect you.
Yes, perfect. Thank you. And you are in internal medicine, both of you, correct?
Yeah, both, yes.
Okay. So what got you guys to start medical? Because I know, Alexandra, you did not start your professional life with medical first. You went to a technology school, correct?
Well, I did like the informatics for just a year, but at that time I was just preparing to study, because my calling for medicine actually was since I was 9 years old. So I saw myself on a dream. There was a woman about to give birth to a baby, and I was the only person around to receive that baby. And when I wanted to change when I was in like a philo, like the 12th grade, I wanted to change my mind, and the same dream came back again. So I said to God, okay, I'm not going to be stubborn. I was thinking about psychology, those kind of things. And I said, okay, oh God, I'm not going to be stubborn. I'm going to do that. So I thought I was supposed to be obstetric gynecologist.
That's what I was going to say. Why went you that?
Yes. But when I went to all the field, actually every field that I was going, I did like all of them mostly. But at the end, and the internal medicine, I clicked with me better. So that's why then I choose it. And I didn't choose to do specialty for that same reason, because I want to be able not to just say doing cardiology or pulmonology. I want to be able to manage to keep the challenge with all the aspect of the internal medicine.
Got it. I understand. And I'm so happy to hear you guys have been married for 23 years. I am a divorcee, so I'm going to ask you, how do you do it?
So, but you want to maybe start. I don't want to take all the thought. So let me see his version, and then after that I'll give my woman version.
Yes.
I think for me, like, so it has been, like a journey. Because, like yourself, like I had the previous wife, like, and then, like we are divorced, and then after that, like, but that was, like the best chance for me, I would say, in life. Because, like, so sometimes when you just start, like, you don't know anything about, like, married life. And you think, like, you can do whatever you want, but, like, so you cannot, like, and I think that was, like, the grace that God gave me. And by, like, doing that, so I could learn a lot of no-nos that you don't do. And then, like, so meet with, again, with Sandra. So I think, like,
so that was my luck. So let him have the experience, and then now I.
So Saint Alexandra is your second marriage.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. And then 23 years later, look at that, with 3 sons.
That's
Congratulations to you. Congrats.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
And what's your female answer? What's your woman answer, Alexandra?
Well, my woman answer is like, I think it was maybe God's plan, because can you imagine, maybe around the time he was getting his divorce, I was in Brazil, and that year that he was getting divorced, I had a dream. But I had a dream when I saw in that dream that I fell in love of him. Like, and then that day was like I was in a euphoria, and then I didn't take that for anything at all. Yeah. And then I thought like, okay, so what? How can that be that I had a dream like that? Because I was thinking about him. I didn't have news of him for years, and then that dream happened, and then it was in 1993. And when I came to USA back in 1994, November, and I saw him again in 1997. So God do things in mysterious ways. God didn't let me find him when he was just wounded, like the fresh thing. So God make him, and then he was coming to close to where I live, like in New York, because although he was in Pennsylvania at that time, but God didn't let me meet him at that time.
At the right, he always make things happen at the right time. In his own time. Yes. Yeah. Always in his own time. Well, sometimes we're in a rush to get things done, but it will happen in his own time, in his own way. And we just have to trust that.
And then what I told him also, sometime, like if we would have an argument, I said something. If I marry you, it's because I love you. If you marry me, it's because you love me. So if we have an argument, and then you try to say the most bitter thing to try to get to under my skin, I said, you're hurting yourself, because at the end of the day, I'm going to want to be at the other corner of the bed and you at the other corner. And then I said, why that does got you to anything? No.
Nothing.
So that's the way I think. And then I said also, if it's God's will for something, who am I to try to disrupt God's will? So that's why, like, it's not always easy, because we cannot have our way all the time. Sometimes it could be my way, sometimes it could be his way. And then we have to listen to each other. Like when we are going to the marriage counseling, like before, the religious part, they told us, like, when we have an argument, so say for example, I hear you saying this and this and that. Is it what you mean? And then the person can rephrase and say, this is not what I meant. And then, so this way we don't have to fight for nothing. And then I said, if I'm right, why I should be mad? Or if I'm wrong, why I should be mad? And if I'm right, if you know the person is right, you do have no reason to be mad.
This is so powerful. This is so powerful.
I get.
Yes, I totally get that. And because when you say something, you mean one thing, and the person is hearing you from his or her own perception. And then they could give a completely different meaning to what you just said. So it is very important to say, is that what you mean? That's what I'm hearing you say. Is that exactly what you mean? And too often it may not be. It may not be. So this is perfect. Well, thank you for sharing that. And now yes, please.
Something I would say, is that, our marriage, is anchored in the Lord. Because, you know, like to what, you know, like I say, you know, like there is no place for jealousy, you know, like no place for, you know, like bitter things, because, you know, like what we say, you know, like I love you, you know, like because I love God. And if you love me because I love God, so our love, you know, like is centered on the Lord. And then, you know, like, so there is nothing, you know, because I'm not going to do anything, you know, like to make you jealous, or you have to follow me to spy on me. Because, you know, like, so you know that, you know, like, so if I do something wrong, I know that if I do something wrong, I have to answer to the Lord.
Yes, yes. There has to be trust. If there is no trust, then to me, if there is no trust, then, you know, you can't stay together. It will be too painful.
Yes.
Because if you cannot trust someone, then you're creating pain for yourself. So,
that's why I tell him many times, I said, for example, I know like they like the passage of the Bible that said, woman, be submissive to your wife, but they forgot the part that God said, also we are submissive to each other, you know, because your body belongs to me, my body belongs to you, so we are submissive to each other. And then I told him all the time, I'll be submissive to love. Oh, you Jesus to me. If you're Jesus to me, I'll be 100% submissive.
And I really like that. It's so true. They like to say, the Bible says, woman, be submissive to your husband. But then they don't mention also, it says, men, love your woman like Jesus loved the church.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's like they forget that part. So it's
they forget it.
We each of ours, we have a role and we have a commitment to keep to each other. That is so true. That is so true.
Very true. Yeah.
Yes. I am so glad when Alexandra told me about Brothers Keepers, is that the right name?
Yeah, Brothers Keepers of Haiti, yes.
Brothers Keepers of Haiti. So she told me you were invited to join by a friend, and then you are a vice president, and then Alexandra is in public relations. Can you please tell me a little bit more about that?
All right, so I think, you know, like I'm going to start, you know, like, because Brothers Keepers is something that's deep to my heart.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think, you know, like, so that might be part, you know, like one of my mission, you know, like on earth. Yeah, so first of all, you know, like, so let's start by saying that the president is Ewal Lesage. You know, like he's a doctor, you know, like he was a pediatrician in Haiti. And that's the great man, you know, like, so great man, full of, you know, like faith, you know, like, and big vision, you know, like for Haiti. And I'm the vice president, and we have Woody Dufault, that's another physician, you know, and he's the assistant vice president. And then we have Yamile Walker. She is the financing lady. And then her husband is the CMO, the chief medical officer. And then we have Rogette Lesage. She's the wife of Hewald. And then she's one of the PR, you know, like the public relation. And the same, you know, like with my wife, Alexandra, you know, like she's also in public relation. Because, you know, like they know what to tell to people to attract them. Yeah. So, and like we said, you know, like it started, you know, like, so after a trip, you know, like to Haiti. And they saw, you know, like they had to bring somebody to the Jack Bell Hospital. And it was so bad because, you know, like in Haiti, when somebody goes to hospital, they give you a prescription, and then you got to go outside to buy whatever you need. Yeah. And then, you know, like, if you have money, if you have some family who can bring you something, that's good. But if you don't have any family, you don't have money, too bad for you. That's too bad for you. Okay. So this is really, you know, like,
that's terrible. That's
terrible, you know, like, and that's something that, you know, like, when you hear that, you know, like, that goes right to your heart, you know, like, because it's really that bad.
It's painful.
Yeah, in almost all, you know, like at the public hospitals, it's really that bad.
And can you imagine, especially like, let's say, emergency hypertension, when you need some IV medication, how can the person is gonna be like to go and buy that? That's something they need to have right here, right there, and to administer to the patient, and then to tell the patient you're on your own.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
It's like, you know, like one day we were on the beach.
But how can that be though? Like we're talking about public hospital or private hospitals?
Public hospital. Like the general hospital.
Okay.
Like
So
general
when
hospital,
somebody goes
like in
to general,
Port-au-Prince, yeah,
and
And
most
then
people
the
who go there
hospital,
are not well equipped financially to begin with.
that's right.
And then they go there and then they to be treated, and then unless they bring the extra to get
That's
treated,
right.
they don't get the treatment.
You don't get anything. Yeah. Yeah. So that's why, like, so, and then, like, that was a wake up call for him. And
Yeah.
because, like, when you hear, like, with the US, like, so, it's, that it's there, like, but it's, like, it doesn't hit you.
Yes.
When he came back, like, so he said, no, we got to do something. We got to do something. And then, like, he asked me to share that dream. Like, and then I said, okay, so we're gonna put, like, go 100% in that. Yeah, and
No,
then
but
that's where.
the two, you forgot to mention the two most important things. There was that lady, the woman who had, like, can you imagine, like, have a wound that need to be debrided, and they need to give you some type of anesthesia, numbing, and then they were doing the procedure without any of that.
Anesthesia.
Yeah, without any of that. And there was a baby with like a newborn baby who at 2 days could not pee because it was blocked. The urinary meatus was blocked. And then luckily, all of a sudden, not only he was a pediatrician in Haiti, plus he got some surgical here in USA airport. So which means, like, he was able to help to for that baby to start urinating, and then so that was, those were the two major things that said, oh my God, we cannot do that. And initially, so we started to help sending those medication to the hospital, those IV, the thing that they need for the wound. And from there, we say no, we cannot. We're not just gonna do just like the medical. We were gonna do the three part of the body, like a body, soul, and spirit. And then so that's why we embrace. And actually, that's my vision in medicine. When I take care of my patient, I see them body and soul. Because if you see the patient just what they tell you, you don't see what's behind what they're not telling you. Then sometimes you do the wrong diagnosis. And then sometimes when you pay attention, that's why they said when they said your examination starts sometime by seeing even the patient started to walk to the room. So even when you see that, that's also sometimes give you the whole look. So give you sometimes an idea of what's happening. And then when they start.
That's true. That's true. I often say that if you cannot, sometimes, like, they just put a Band-Aid over it, and then they don't really go to the cause of that illness. And unless you go, like, just like what you said, it's mind, body, and soul, then it's a better way to really approach the illness, so the person doesn't keep coming back.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Totally agree with that. So, and then that's how you studied Butter's. That's how he studied. It all started with that. Okay.
Yeah. So we started, we started having fundraising, so, and then ourselves also, we have, we do our part, in contributing, to the mission, to the Borders Keepers of Haiti. So, but, because in Jackbell, so we could not have any, accountability of what was going on. So, the good thing is that, we had a priest, Father Poussin. He's a priest, of the area where Hayward is from. And then, so he had a school. So we said, okay, why don't we invest, in that? And then he was all for it. And then we started also having school, having grades. So right now we already have 5 grades and we have 70 kids that we are taking care of, so what we do essentially for them. So we are bringing, with the help of Food for the Poor. So they give us, some rice, and then some other, nutrients, so we are bringing, teachers. So we have 3 teachers, and then we have 2 people working the kitchen, so, and with that, they do, food for the kids, a warm meal a day. And also, they have school. And let me tell you, these kids, they are, they are not the privilege. And without that, they would have been, probably walking, in the streets, without their parents cannot afford to send them to school.
Yes. Yes.
And at the same time, you know, like we are doing that, we have been helping the Haiti-Medical hospital. So sending them, you know, like a GYN bed, you know, like they already told us, you know, like they had more than, you know, like 150 deliveries. Since they send that, we send them, you know, like that GYN bed, OB-GYN bed. And then also we send them autoclave to sterilize, you know, like whatever they have. And this year we are planning on sending them, you know, like another bed and then lights for, you know, like for their operating room. And also, you know, like, so all things like that, you know, like that we are doing, you know, like, and they are doing also a mobile clinic in that hospital. So if we, you know, like, if we started with that, if we have other hospital, you know, like, so where we know exactly, you know, like, what are they doing, you know, like, with whatever we're sending, we are ready, you know, like, to help them. We are ready.
And so organization is like 100% transparency. Like every cent that someone give goes straight to that cause. Like there's no overhead, so everything we give it's for that cause. You know, even if we go to Haiti, it's on our expense, but not on the fund.
They don't pay for your travel.
No, they don't pay for travel. We do it. Everything we do on our own.
And that goes for the every members when they travel.
Every
it's
member,
all on them.
every member.
So when you raise the funds goes directly to
straight for that. Yeah.
Okay, and then you guys, I know you do. Keepers of Haiti does have a school. They don't have a clinic, so they have mobile clinics, if I'm understanding you correctly, and they also help support hospitals. Correct?
Now the hospital also has a section of mobile clinic for the people who cannot reach. The hospital does, but we do help the hospital in some supplies also.
Okay.
Besides
so you support the hospital.
We support, yeah.
We bring medical supply, and then we put also we send them like a lot of covers also, you know, like, and then curtain, you know, like to separate, you know, like the patient that they didn't have before. So in that sense, you know, like we are helping, you know, like the hospital.
Yeah, and I was looking on the website. It does say that you guys travel as a group. Like when you travel, do you have specific time that you guys travel throughout the year before COVID, of course, and then you go help, like medical people in the medical field from the United States or other countries?
Okay, so that was the plan, you know, like, but, you know, like, so it's been 2 years, you know, like now, you know, like with, you know, like the insecurity, the kidnapping, you know, like, so we have not been able to start that part. We have not been able to start that part, but that was the plan, you know, like to start that. Yeah, because, you know, like right now with the kidnapping, you know, like, so
and our kids wanted to join so badly. Even the kids wanted to join us so badly, you know.
We always have a lot of people telling us, you know, like, so we want to go. When are we going? When are you going? What's the next mission? But, you know, like, so we cannot be responsible of somebody, you know, like
somebody's, yes.
Somebody,
and I totally agree. And this is what is so sad with what's going on in Haiti, and the people who need the help are not going to get it.
That's right.
And that's because there is a section of Haiti that is keeping the country in chaos, and that's keeping the help, the economy to make any movement forward, because people will not travel for vacation. Tourism cannot come back. It's a real mess having just that part of the sector that's keeping.
Yeah, and let me tell you, there is the Dr. Ralph Goose, you know, like he's one of the, you know, like he was working very hard, you know, like to bring some relief, you know, like to the Miwagwan area, you know, like, and then last time, you know, like he went, you know, like he was taking, you know, like the last day, they usually have a relaxed day, the last day of the mission, and then they took, you know, like all, you know, like everybody, you know, like all the missionaries, you know, like, so to the beach, and coming back to the beach, you know, like they stop their cars, and then they tell them, you know, like, you got to give us money, and they start even shaking the car. Because, you know, like they said, oh, you have, you know, like some white people with you, you know, like, so you have money, you know, like, so you got to give us money. Yeah,
and he's one of the person who also inspired us, because we were participating when he was doing his fundraising, because he did build the hospital, helped building that hospital in Miragwan also. Dr. Goose.
He was building houses also for these people.
And I hope they did not get hurt. They did not get hurt.
No, they did not get hurt. Exactly, they did not get hurt.
Thank God.
Yeah, they did not. Yeah.
This is terrible. This is
Yeah,
terrible.
it's terrible.
Yeah. It's like you wonder why is that happen. So now, is in Haiti, do they practice the same way? The group of doctors that you are working with in Haiti, helping, are they looking at medicine the same way, like mind, body, and soul? And I think that's like a deal. Do they do that?
They are, like they have a lot of Cuban, like in that hospital helping them. So we're not sure, like, so we have to talk to them, like regarding, like what kind of help we want to do, but we are not involved, like in the administration of the hospital.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
So, but in the future, like when we have, like, because we're in the process to buy the land, and after we get the land, we're gonna build the school, and the school is not just for 12th grade. The plan is like to also have a vocational school, so the kids who cannot go to university, at least they can do plumbing, if they can do like a seamstress, they can do like whatever is, like at least they can do something. At the end, when they leave that school, they can start working electricity in something that can help them at least sustain themselves and their family.
So they'll be well equipped when they finish school.
Yeah, well equipped when they finish school. So that's the goal.
Okay.
That's the main goal. But we are in the process to really buy the land. So waiting for, because, in Haiti, before you get the land, we have to have all the heirs to give their okay. So you don't buy the land. And after that, someone said, oh, I didn't give my okay. And then now the land, now you are in the...
You have a building on the land and the land is not yours.
It's not yours.
That's right.
So we have to be really cautious about that before like that's what holding us actually to finish the buying the land.
I want to go back a little. I know Alexandra shared what influenced her to get into medicine. I don't think you shared that, Eden.
For medicine, for me, it's like medicine has always, no, I wouldn't say that medicine has always been, like what I wanted to do. Because in first place, like what I wanted to do was to be a brother of Christian instruction, like the kind of the brothers that we have in Haiti. And actually I stayed, like 3 years, like with them, like so in formation. Yeah, so, but after that, like it was always, like so, the desire, like to do something to help people.
Okay.
Yeah. So like so once like so I was done like with like because I did my elementary school in Saint Mark with the Brothers of the Christian Instruction, and then after that I went like to St. Louis of Gonzague, like which was like the same type of brothers, like so, and then after that, like at the end, like so I said, like so I'm going to be helping in some ways, like so, but like it's going to be in medicine, like to help, like heal, like people.
Okay, yeah. And why internal medicine?
Internal medicine, it's like, like they always says, like so if you have, like a son that is not too bright, like you send him to surgery, but the brightest one, like will go to medicine. Because internal medicine, like is what, like it's, like that's the overall of medicine. So you got to know your medicine, like, so that's what they always told me. And when I went to internal medicine, that's what I saw, like, so you are, like the primary care, you are the one, like, so who knows exactly, like what's going on with the patient. And that's what, like, so what, that was, like the number one, for me, beside that, like, so that I have allergies, I cannot tolerate the mask for a long time.
So what do? You work in the hospital. So how do you do that? Because you work in the hospital.
Actually, like, so I see, like, it's not too bad when I put my mask. So like it's I cannot hold it, like sometimes like I have to keep it for a long day. But once I'm out, like I gotta remove that. I can throw it somewhere.
You can't wait to rip it off your face.
I can't wait, like so.
That makes sense.
Myself, I could not be a surgeon for that. Well, not for the question of allergies, because of cold. Because it's always freezing in the operative room. That's why I said I could not do emergency medicine, and I could not be a surgeon either. Because it's way too freezing in those areas.
Yeah, but don't take me wrong. I'm a big proponent, like of the mask, like because I know, like so when they have, like that, like a Spanish flu in 19,
Yes.
19. Yes. So that was the big thing that they had come, like at the end, like that was the conclusion, like to fight this type of contagious disease, you need the mask. The mask is the number one. The mask.
And that's what I'm saying too. We have a model in this with the Spanish flu. So we know what caused it to leave. And yet, they talk about it. Maybe I don't know if maybe they don't talk about it enough, or because people will not do their own research, and yet people are still fighting it. Because this is what worked. Because I looked into that. This is what worked.
That's what works.
And actually, if unanimously everybody was doing, we would say easily in 4 weeks, it's done.
Yeah.
And then we could be free and back to our usual. But unfortunately, something simple like that.
That should be universal because it protects you, like against me, it's protecting me against you.
Yes. Yeah. The more they do it, the more people would do it, the better it will be for all of us. But they don't get it. They don't see it that way. They don't see it that way. They see they fight it. They don't see it that way. I get that.
Like they say in French, ma liberté commence là où s'arrête celle des autres. Like that means your freedom start like for the other person it start, because I don't have the right to kill you the same way you don't have the right to kill me, so I have to protect you and you have to protect me,
Exactly.
And then if we have that in mind, and then we'll be able to help each other.
Exactly. It's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. Is there, so I know you do fundraisers for Borders Keepers. So how do you do that? How do you raise funds? Like, because we have many people who are going to be watching this. So how can somebody help your cause, the help that you're giving to Haiti with Borders Keepers?
But there's many ways. On the website itself, there's an area that says donate, and on they say donate, they can donate. They can put recurrent donation, or they can donate also when they do the fundraising. Sometimes we do the fundraising average twice a year or 2-3 times if possible. And then when we do the fundraising, so not only we do sometimes have some stuff from Haiti, like let's say leg marrow, some arts and everything, some auction. We do some auction. It could be the cremas from Haiti, the different things, the wamba banco. Yamile is so gifted to prepare the basket, and then when those baskets, and we have people, they start bidding on it, and then they give a price, and that money goes to that same fund to help the people. And then like we just did one not too long ago, March 20, and it was a success. Thanks be to God. And there are some people that also adopt a child. And when they adopt a child, sometimes they can decide to give $25 a month, and that's going to help that child sometimes not only to go to school and help his family. And at the same, when those kids at the same time they eat that meal, some family they cannot have meal, sometimes they get some food also. Okay. So at the school, although it's mainly for the kids that to have a meal a day, but there are some family that are in trouble and they still get a meal also.
So the kids are having one meal a day.
One meal a day.
That's 5 days a week because there is no school on weekends.
Yes. Okay. And they have the after school. They also have the after school. We have 45 children that do after school where the teacher help them with their homework or tutoring, whatever they need also.
Okay, you know what? When there was, the thing was in the real lockdown, and nothing was going, we had almost a lot of people from the city who had come, to share the meals, with all the kids.
Okay.
Yeah, so a lot of people, I was stopping by, and sharing the food. Yeah, so to what, so the way, we have, so we contribute, to the fund, but the fundraising, is fundamental for us, so everybody can go on the site is Borders Keepers of Haiti Incorporated, INC.
And I'm going to post the link. I'm going to post the link on below that post that we are having this conversation. The link is going to be there. Yes, it will be there so people can go and then just go on the link and then they'll be able to access the website. And my pleasure. It's really a pleasure. I'm really glad to hear when people are making a difference for Haiti and for Haitians. And that's the whole reason why I created this group, and even more of a reason to continue expand the group into a conversation, which I call candid conversation amongst family and friends, because I see all of us as family and friends. And so we can take it one conversation at a time and make a difference in Haiti, for Haiti. And eventually things will get better, because they have to. They have to.
Yeah.
That's my hope, and that's my belief.
You're doing a positive and wonderful job.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
And I think it's the thing about like I said, like what we're trying to do, like for that section of Jacmel. I said, if every Haitian, we don't need to wait for foreigners to come and do things for us. If every Haitian take one side of the country, you know, but let's say you're from Kai, you're from Cap or whatever, everybody start doing a little things like that especially for the needy one, the needy one, and then you start doing something. And from the school now, it could go like to even it could be asphalt. Me, I see even beyond. I see the school, I see like if you start doing asphalt, like so now if you have asphalt, so now there's better way of traveling.
Transportation.
Yes. The transportation would be easier. The car is gonna be less broken, and then there's so many things. And before we know it, our country is gonna look beautiful. And then the diaspora is sending billions of dollars every year. So if on top of it, everybody will take a group, we do say, okay, I'm gonna take that section. And for us also, we would like, if possible, not to just stay in Jacmel. If we get enough funds to start going a different part of the country, we would. But the only thing we need to at least start doing, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's one thing that is important, because, you know, like you see, Haiti has a lot of, you know, like governmental, you know, like organization. But, you know, like this work, you know, like has always been, you know, like so divided, you know, like so when you go to sometime, you know, like we went, you know, like when we were doing the mission, when you go to the airport, the whole airport, you know, like is all, you know, like so missionaries. But, you know, like in the end, what is being accomplished, you know, like is just, you know, like a patchwork. The patchwork, you know, like is being accomplished. So now, you know, like so we need, you know, like to bring all of this together. And that's one thing, you know, like I was talking, you know, like yesterday or 2 days ago with, you know, like here, the president, you know, like, so because, you know, like we have an organization, you know, like they have something in Semak, and then today, you know, like, so they had something, you know, like for the guys, you know, like, and then they were having a fundraising, you know, like in the name of my friend, you know, like Ronald Verrier, and to do some fundraising, and then in profit, you know, like of some kids in Lake Eyes. And we have somebody also in Cape Haitian. So we could, all of us, you know, like come together, you know, like to do something.
Yes, yeah. It is so true, because there are many people that are doing things here, and they're in different sections of the country for different ideas as well. Yeah. You know, like because I've spoken with a few people on Candid Creoles here on the page, and everybody is doing different things in the area that they chose to. That is so true. And like Alexandra said, we don't have to wait for outside help to help each other.
That's right. That's right.
So many of us were doing great things outside of the country, and you don't even have to go back to the country to do something for the country. There are other ways you can contribute, and sometimes it's not money. It could be your time. It could be whatever talent that you have. You could bring it to help a specific organization, or whichever way you want. And then if those of us who can combine what we're doing, because it complements each other. And then you have a larger group doing, giving help to a larger group of people. So that can be done that way too. So there are many ways that can be done. And I'm talking about group. I know, like, this is, I'm really fascinated by all this. And then, but I want to make sure I respect your time. And I wanted to, segue into, the group. And ask you, and thank you so much. I've noticed you invited tons of people. I so appreciate that, because the more people know about the group, the better it is for all of us, because the reason I started this group is really to change the narrative about Haiti, And I said, we can only do that by studying with us, and the world will follow whichever way it follows. But
That's
it has
right.
yes.
Like you said, the foundation needs to start in the family, in home,
In the family.
and then we reach out.
Exactly. You have to first look in the mirror and say, what can I do for us, in between us? Absolutely. And this is the whole intention, is to change the narrative about Haiti and change the narrative the world has about Haitian as well. So I'm going to ask you, and I noticed that you invited, you're already growing the group. So
Yeah, that's good.
When something is positive, but that's me. When something is positive, I send it to everybody, you know. That's me.
Thank you. And then that was one of the questions, is because I always like to get people's ideas on, because I know this is not for me. This is not about me. I was just an instrumental piece of the puzzle. And I always like to ask people, what can I do to grow it? What can I do to take it to the next level? Just so I can take ideas and see where we can go from here. That's a question. Whoever one of you want to take it.
Well, I think, what you're doing is great. Is great. But right now, so these interviews, so we can, send these interviews, to other people. And then the follow-up, I think, that's what we sometimes, in Haiti, is follow-up on something. Like somebody, can come and tell you things, so that, they can, put these things, get them, bigger than what they say. But when you come back, you give the people a follow-up, on what you talk about. So that's when, people start believing, in what you're doing.
Perfect. So we'll have a follow-up conversation.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And when you put, you invite people about the conversation, you can also tell them a little hint about what the conversation is going to be about. So although you said candid conversation, but you can put a little extra comment saying exactly, not the whole thing, what it's going to be about, but at least they have an idea what you're coming to that conversation.
That's great. I appreciate that, and that's why we have. I have, and you tell me if did you see the announcement I made about you guys? That's why I make the announcement. Okay, was the announcement clear enough that we will be talking about Waters Keepers? We'll be talking about life in general.
Yes, it was. It was good.
Okay, so that's why I made the announcement.
In that you did a really great job, and then in like I said, in a short period that I gave you those information, and you cut them and you put them quickly together like that.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. And also what I would like to, I'm looking at the clock because I want to make sure I am very respectful of people's time. When I give a time, I like to stay within that time. I wasn't always like that though, because I used to use the Haitian clock.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But in the US, you learn it's not the right clock.
The CPT clock.
So I learned as a business owner, you have to adapt to where you live and where you are. And
that's true.
Definitely. So it's and so where do you see yourself? I know you share a little bit about I think you said that already. You share about your vision, how far you would like to see the group, all of you take Brothers Keepers. I think you share that it's going to go beyond the school to have an impact on the infrastructure.
Do a Christian academy, because we cannot forget what's the purpose of every single person on this earth. Either we agree or we disagree, but God is our creator. Either someone may say they believe it, they don't believe it, but anyhow, for the one who are fortunate enough to understand it, so we have to do like a part, like the 12 disciples, those 12 disciples, so spread the gospel for those now around the world. So at least that's a little part that every single Christian should do. That's why we want to do like a Christian academy school. So the kids start with the foundation. The foundation, they know their purpose in life, and everyone we are born by God and for God. So which means whatever we do, either we study, either we take care of our house, friendship, everything, we need to have that purpose on earth. That ultimate goal is to go to the place that Jesus prepared for us, to heaven. So which means, so if we have that concept, that's why I always say to people, don't work for a paycheck. Say my boss is God. And then when you say my boss is God, you don't need the person to watch after you to do well what you're supposed to do. You have to do it anyway because you know your boss is God.
Okay, I remember. Myself, go ahead. Please.
Yeah, myself, I would say, that, so we have, that our leitmotif, that in Brothers Keepers, that we always say, I can do all to Christ who strengthened me. And we believe in that. We believe that, like the Lord will give us, the vision and the strength, to go further. So the plan for us is to, number one, have that school, going, from grade 1 to 14. And after that, so have, school and a professional, vocational school. Because it's like in Haiti, everybody wants to be, so we want to be, engineers, doctors, but unfortunately, not everybody will do that. But a lot of the people, can be, a good, seamstress, you can be a good carpenter, you can build, houses, so that's what, we want to focus, and do that.
Yes,
and
I get that.
And we have, also, so help, all the hospital. But we would like that to be a model, and a model that we can transplant to any other part, of the country where you don't have to reinvent the wheels, and then, you can just take the model, how we did it, and do one, in Cape Haitian, the one in Lake Eyes, the one in Lagonav, and go all over, the country, and do that. Because with education, that's what, you can keep in your brain, so this, nobody can take it from you.
Yes, and education is what's lacking. So when we take it there, because a lot of people who are doing things they're doing in Haiti today is a lack of education. If they were educated, they would know better to not do certain things because they would see how that certain thing they are getting them to do is not beneficial to them. Yes. And ultimately to their family and ultimately to their world. That is so true. So on that note, we're going to conclude with 3 questions and in 4 minutes. And then the first 2, we're going to ask you for one word to describe life, or it could be your life as well. Just one word.
Life is beautiful.
Beautiful. Thank you. And you, Alexandra?
About one word is love. So if everything you do with love, and then you're going to have the best result. And even like a quick thing, like but let me see the last question you're gonna. No, okay. Let me let the other question. So there, because there was another message I would like to leave for the whole Haitian. Okay. So let me let you finish.
The second question is one word to describe Haiti.
So it's La Perle des Antilles, and I want to still believe in it. Because I know we have the resource, we just have to put our mind.
You are going beyond one word, girl.
Okay, so go ahead yourself.
Haiti, that I would say, stick to you.
Excuse me, what did you say?
Haiti, stick to you.
Stick to you. Yeah. Got it. You cannot let it go. Got it.
You cannot let it go.
Got it. And the last question is, what advice would you have for Haitian? Which I think will fit probably what you wanted to say, Alexandra, right?
Yes. So like that's something that my husband has been doing lately also. So saying if all Haitian are doing that, the country would be better. Instead of, let's say, you send the money every month for a Haitian family or friends to help them. I believe instead of giving the fish, I give you all to. Yes. So my husband now, so whenever they call, so he said, okay, for example, tell me, what do you plan to do? Do you plan to open a business? You want to do a taxi? You want to get the motorcycle? you plant a commerce
to
sell grill or whatever. So okay, so then even if I cannot give you the full amount, I can call different member of the family, and then we pitch in together, and we're gonna send you, either you want to open a studio to a beauty salon. So all the family members are gonna put together, we send you that, and then you have that, and then now you can start helping yourself and help other country, and then you don't need me to send you that money every month. Then I can, now I'm done with you, I can help someone else and not the same person every month.
That is so true. There is, go ahead, please.
The diaspora $1 in Haiti. You know,
Yes.
so Haiti cannot just stay like that. You know, like people, they have to take that money and do something for themselves.
Do something with it.
Agriculture, whatever.
There is an Indian guy who studied a micro bank in India, and basically he studied it with the homeless on the street, and then just start a little business, you know, and then to give them micro loans. And they thought this, they told him, they warned him it will not work, but it did work. It did work, and now the bank just kept growing. All those big banks who didn't want to give him the loan to those people, he said, okay, I'll take the loan, and I'll be responsible for the return of the money. And they said, oh, you're gonna lose your money, but he didn't. So, and then eventually he started his own bank, and this is such a powerful story. That to take homeless people off the street and give them a loan to start something, just like you just said. So it's been done in India, and it's extremely successful. And on that note, I want to say thank you. It's 8 o'clock, and I want to respect your time. It was a pleasure. We have to do this again.
No, it was, but the pleasure was mine. You know, I consider it was a fellowship. You know.
Yes.
Okay, and then I'm going to remind everybody, Borders Keepers, the site is Borders Keepers of Haiti, Inc. Incorporated. And then the phone number, you know, like you can do Zelle, we can do cash, you know, like either to the President Ewald or to me, you know, like, so we can do Venmo, whatever you want, you know, like, so we can do.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And I appreciate all of you who are watching Candid Creoles, whether you watch live or later on in your own time. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.
We'll see you
soon. God bless you, and God bless your company.
God bless you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Take care.